and share that with others. And so what's great about this opportunity today is a lot of times most people are looking to do their taxes when they get their W-4s at the next year. But he's here to share with you some tips to get you ready not only for doing your taxes next year, but really come up with tax strategies and how that can really benefit your lifestyle all the way around because he's a full holistic individual. As a matter of fact, he is an entrepreneur. He majored in business, accounting, finance. I mean, anything that had to do with business at school, this man took it up. So he's all about that education. And then he's only 4 classes away from getting his master's, his MBA from UNC Wilmington, from the Cameron School of Business, which is one of the highly ranked schools and one of the best schools in U.S. News and World and Report. So without further ado, let's welcome Silver Senior Vice President Andre Waters here in Tampa, Florida.
All right. How's everybody doing? Silver Senior Vice President Andre Waters. I'm here live in the studio with my main man here, Mr. Sylvain Joel, that is. And
That's
amazing,
right.
Mr. Darrell Johnson. I'm sitting here with the executive director, guys. I'm telling you, great, awesome man, guys. It's been happening since I've been here in Tampa, man. So all my Tar Heel fans, what's up? And
That's
also
right.
my North Kakalaki. How y'all doing out there?
All right. So what I like to do is kind of get into what made you get into all those courses in business and most people are so scared of taxes, right? So what got you really inspired about learning about taxes?
All right. What really inspired me to learn about taxes? When I did tax with Jackson Hewitt for 4 years, this been years ago, probably about a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what I seen that a lot of people that was actually prepping taxes, they wasn't really serious about really getting the client the optimal, benefit,
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I started reading up on a lot of the books, the tax books, and educating myself. And education is key in anything we do. So I started educating myself, and then of course I started getting people more money back on their taxes when I was there at Jackson Hewitt.
Okay.
So it's really personal when you realize it's just certain simple tweaks that a tax preparer, CPA, or accountant can make and get you an extra $1,000, extra $500, but more importantly, give you some of the tools and resources so you can help your family, help your communities.
So when you did that, what type of impact? Because I know you're a very spiritual person. I want to touch on that as well. What type of impact did it have on your heart? What type of impact did it have on the people? Could you share with us like an example, a testimonial of a person that you've helped out?
Okay, great question. So one of the things, of course, being a pastor's child raised up in the church, of course, I told people I was raised up in the church, but the church wasn't in me.
All right.
But I gave my life to Christ back in 2003, never looked back. And of course, at that time, maybe a couple years following that, I began to do taxes. And a lot of the nonprofit leaders and organizations, being that I was raised up in church, my mom's a pastor, my pop's a deacon, and majority of my aunts are evangelists or pastors or ministers, that I came up in that atmosphere. When I seen a lot of the church community or nonprofit community, they were less educated when it came to taxes. And I just showed them a few things to write off and start claiming those things and those charitable contributions and their tithes and things like that. Someone goes from getting I remember one lady, she went from like $1,000 tax break, and then $1,000 refund, and then with just making a few tweaks, she had $2,500 with just simple things. It's so many simple things, and sadly, I'm gonna just be real. I'm a realist. A lot of people don't care. You sit down in that tax that table or with those people, with those clients, and people just punch numbers, then and just go through the motion. They already
Right.
have in their mind that, I'm going to take a certain amount of customers and I'm going to hit this quota and I'm good. That's it. And they don't really go beyond that. And that was disturbing to me, especially being from a spiritual perspective.
Gotcha. So, what tips then would you share with folks as almost like a checklist that they should look to have when they go in front of whether it's Jackson Hewitt, Liberty Tax, H&R Block, or CPA? Do you have a checklist that you help people out with?
A lot of cases, a lot of people they're not even aware. What I would suggest you do, whoever your tax preparer is, one of the franchise tax preparers, go by and get the checklist for itemization. That's one of the key things. If you go by any Jackson Hewitt Liberty Tax Service H&R Block, get the itemization sheet, and it's got a whole list of things that you can write off on your taxes. And a lot of people don't even realize that they can write them off. And then when you go through the list, say, I don't have another itemization. And some people don't really know what itemization is. Like, itemization, what do you mean?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
But it's a list of things that you can claim, such as going to the doctor so many times a year and mileage and things like that. IRS currently gives you like 58 cents a mile, in business. And then with doctors, going to the doctor, I think it's like 25, 35%. It fluctuates. That you can actually write off. So back and forth to your doctor trips, whether you're taking your mother, grandmother, or you driving yourself, a lot of that portion of that, you can write it off. I mean, it's crazy. It's just amazing. There's so many things out there. And one thing I suggest that individuals do, because most people, when you say taxes, as Mr. Joel mentioned earlier, people freeze.
Yeah.
But I can promise you, if you change the mindset of and embrace, hey, look, this is not hard. Tax is not hard. Take your refund from last year. This is what I suggest too. A lot of you guys that got your taxes done last year, pull out your old refund, pull out that paperwork, and just look over it. And when you go to reading it, you like, wow, this is simple stuff. I promise it's really simple. Because prior to me doing tax with Jackson Hewitt, I had the same mindset per se. I was like, this is like Chinese to me. You with me?
That's right.
I'm like, look at all this. But then when I started doing it, I was like, wow, this is just simple stuff. Just read. I mean, it's really simple.
Right. So it's almost like, when you're running a business, you basically have your cost, you have hopefully your profit as a business owner, and then whatever's left over in the profit, that's what you're going to get paid. That's what you have to pay taxes on. But, you as a person, you're doing the same thing, correct?
Well, this is what I suggest. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I'm a realist. I'm not able to hold back.
That's right.
That's why these guys brought me. They said they want to hear the real, they want to hear the truth, and that's what we're going to give you here with In Choice News, okay? We're going to give you guys the real deal, all right? So what I would suggest to individuals, okay, when it comes to taxes, period, when it comes to your taxes, guys, you got to not only discuss this with your family, you got to discuss it with people in your community and nonprofit leaders as well. You got to do this. A lot of us have information, and some of us know a little bit. We have a little. We're knowledgeable. We're knowledgeable. May not be at that level, but you know more than the next person. You can connect them to the resource, just like the information I just shared. Go get the itemized checklist.
Right.
And you can start sharing that with the members of your nonprofit organization, your members, your parishioners. Okay? And back to your question there, make sure I cover that.
Okay. Yeah, so, I think in terms of, when you have a business, there's other benefits when you have a business there as opposed to if you're just working for an employee, right?
Boy.
So, is that, there's folks that, you have conversations and basically they might be in debt and they could use an extra, $100 a month or $100 a paycheck or $200 a paycheck. So, how can we, what recommendations would you have in a situation like that?
First of all, everybody knows what I'm about to say. Everybody in the United States of America should have a business. Period. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
Because guess who created the IRS? Business owners. Who did they create it for? Business owners.
Business owners, okay.
That's why we should all have a business. Period. Because then a lot of what you're already doing, you just incorporate your business in. You incorporate that into your business, and it just became a tax write-off. And when we say tax write-off, some people say, what's tax write-off? Okay, watch this. Say you're doing $30,000 a year, right, as an employee,
right?
All right? Well, when you get taxed, you're going to get taxed on $30,000, all right? Now, if you got a business, a side business, a part-time business, spare time business, however you want to say it, well, you end up with I'm gonna say 10,000
Right.
of expenses. That just puts you in the lower tax bracket, 20,000. So now instead of you getting taxed on $30,000, you're only getting taxed on 20,000. Say for example, you got a child, you got a couple dependents, because you're in a higher tax bracket. Then you only get $500 for your child tax care credit. All right,
Right.
you only get like $500 because you was at 30,000. But now because you a business owner, you got those $10,000 worth of expenses. It puts you in the lower tax bracket at 20,000. Now the child tax care credit went from $500 to $1,000. You got 2 children, so that's $2,000.
Ooh.
And then you got to understand too, as you become put in the lower tax bracket with your expenses, now you're in the poverty. All right, you below the poverty, so now you get the poverty credit, the earned income credit as well. This is why wealthy people pay minimum of taxes, right?
Right.
Or no taxes. And we talking about multi-millionaires and billionaires. And some say they don't want to show their taxes. They don't want to show their taxes. They don't want to. They doing stuff illegal. No, they're not doing anything illegal. They just want to let the cat out the bag.
That's right. They don't want to let.
Because you say this is a multi-millionaire, this is a billionaire, and they're barely paying taxes. I'm doing $20,000, $50,000 a year, and I'm owing the government every year.
Yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough pill to swallow. So how do you correlate that with helping people be able to support the non-for-profits? Because you have this program that's unbelievable, where you're teaching people, and I know you're going to be going over that later on this evening at the IHOP on Spruce Street. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, for the last 8 years, I've been part of this amazing program. Okay, for the last 8 years. Okay, and basically it positioned me to resign from my corporate job and resign. My wife, I resigned 80 months ago from my corporate job, and my wife resigned her 77 months ago. I helped 14 other people resign from their corporate job in the last 4 years, and we continue to help more. And the numbers are starting to increase every year now. Okay, so we've been writing off the service and product that we utilize every day for the last 8 years, and we're showing our team how to do the exact same thing. Well, you heard Mr. Joel Sylvain mention earlier that I completed the tax course by a multi-millionaire. Next month, make 5 years. She showed me how to increase paychecks on jobs and increase your retirement check. Yes, every week, every 2 weeks you get paid. She showed me how to increase your paycheck on your job and your retirement check. And I have retired civilians. I have retired lieutenant colonels, captains in my organization, teachers, you name it, factory workers, who we increased their retirement checks. And of course, we got thousands of individuals. We're almost at 10,000 now that we actually increased our paychecks as well. So it's amazing with that. And not only that, position you in a lower tax bracket to get a decent refund as well. So we have people that went from owing the government $2,000, $3,000, and I can show you how to pay off. If you owe the government $5,000, $10,000, we can show you how to pay it off. And the majority of the payoff would not be your money.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
And with the nonprofits, we help a lot of nonprofits as well. Because think about this: you got a lot of supporters. You may have a few supporters or parishioners. If you're a pastor, bishop, I have a lot of pastors, bishops, and moderators in my organization. I have a lot of nonprofit leaders in general. They're already supporting you anyway. Well, they become a part of the program. You increase your paycheck, or that nonprofit organization supporters or the parishioners. Then by default, you increase the funding and the tithing in those organizations.
Oh, whoa.
And then those members or parishioners and their leaders, they get to write off those products and services they're utilizing every day. It's amazing.
Wow. And you've been doing that for how long?
Wow, I've been placing individuals in a lower tax bracket for, 10, 12 years, something like that. And I've been showing individuals how to increase their paychecks and retirement checks and helping nonprofits over the last 5 years as well. Not only that, we help a lot of business owners. When you understand money, it's not about making money. You say, what? Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's about retaining money and then multiply the money that you're retaining.
Oh, okay. Pause. That's a power move right there, because that's a very power move principle. So repeat that one more time, because I think our people need to know that, because You know what happens in other cultures, they keep the money in the family, right?
Oh boy.
Right? In our culture, we are known as literally the consumers. As soon as we get that paycheck, that money is gone. So repeat what you just said one more time.
Okay, once you really understand money, it's not about making money per se. It's about retaining the money and then multiplying the money. That's the power of money. Okay? And most people don't understand that. If you don't keep the money in your community, that on average, as African Americans, the dollar stays in our community about 10 minutes, if that, and it's gone.
Right.
As I travel all around the country, matter of fact, I'm doing a Now Money CBD tour. Okay, and I'm educating people on that, amongst other things, taxes and all these things else as well. And I'm gonna start a WPGW tax postcard campaign tour on next month. But as I see so many cities and states that I travel to, and I see the neighborhoods going down, I'm talking about there was like prominent neighborhoods in our communities, and they going down. You like, why? Because you don't have the money continue to circulate in the community. Well, you say, well, how do we keep the money in? How do we keep the money in the community? Simple. You have to open businesses. You need entrepreneurs, and for the believers out there, if you read the book I read, all right,
That's right.
Yeshua, because of Christ, our Lord, guess who picked this team? He did. And guess who they were? Professionals and entrepreneurs, business owners.
That's right.
You follow me?
Yes.
That's powerful. So we, as individuals, we got to create more entrepreneurs and more business owners so the money can stay in our community, because the money is going out of your community. And as Mr. Sylvain mentioned earlier, alluded to, that if money continue to go out of our community, then what happens? The community goes down. That's what we're seeing.
Right. You know, it's a great example of what you're talking about, where I'd like to give a big shout out to Mr. Derek Blue here at the 5508, in which this incubator, I didn't get to give you a chance to give you a tour here, but it's all on black entrepreneurs.
Wow.
In which they all are supporting each other. There's a WeWork place where you get to share, have an office, have your computer. There's a conference room, and all the business owners support each other. There's a guy, Carrick Williams, that does headshots. I'll be getting my headshots done by him, and we are really incorporating the whole Kwanzaa initiative. You know what I mean? So what you're talking about is so true, because then if I buy my stuff from Carrick, and Carrick now knows he needs to buy from me, it's one hand washes the other, right?
That's correct.
And so that's a beautiful thing. So share with me about that campaign that you're doing.
Okay, the WPGW tax postcard, this is the baby right here, okay? This is the baby right here. And, of course, I have my copyright on it. I have these in Jackson, Hewitt, Liberty Tax Service, and H&R blocks around the country, guys. Not only do we have those tax postcards, we have the posters there as well. Because the business owners, if one key thing that business owners understand, I must add value to my business. Well, why? The reason why that Jackson Hewitt Liberty Tax Service, the H&R blocks, and the accountants and CPAs and even smaller firms allow us to place this in, because every one of their clients fall in one of these categories.
Okay.
Number one, for extra money in your paycheck and retirement check. Number two, position yourself for a better refund check. Number three, you owe the IRS tax questions and concerns. Number four, increased in tithing and funding for nonprofits. And number five, 401k questions and concerns. And it's an 8-minute call right here on the postcard. Not only that, you can mail these postcards to your family members as well. But you definitely want to listen to that 8-minute call, and that's just the first step of a 3-step process to actually educate you on what we actually do and how you can benefit. We have so many people taking advantages. We have individuals that, single fathers that was actually, walking to the bus stop with their children in the rain and stuff like that. And then with the increase of their paychecks, within a couple months, they purchased a car.
Whoa.
You kidding me?
Wow.
We have individuals, matter of fact, in Coral Springs, Florida, a couple years ago, one of my partners, she's a registered nurse. Been with like 40, 50 years, one of our Filipino partners. And I increased both of her paychecks on her job like $1,100 plus a month. So within been a month and a half of the program, she stopped working after, 30, 40 years of 2 full-time jobs. She had to stop that second full-time job after a month and a half or so in this program because of the tax breaks.
Wow.
Wealthy people don't work hard. They work smart.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to learn how to work smart. And the way you work smart is, number one, you got to center yourself around others that are working smart. You got individuals in your neighborhood, in your community, that have been successful, businessmen and businesswomen. I mean, they're open. All you got to do is ask them, I'm looking into doing business and I'm interested in maybe even starting a business. What would you suggest? Just ask them, and they will pour the information into you. But they're not come knocking at your door and say, hey, listen, we're going to show you how to become wealthy. We're going to show you how to take advantage of your tax. They're not going to do that. They don't really have time.
Right.
Not only they don't want to waste time, but they know if you approach them, then you're serious. So we have to learn to open our mouth and ask those questions for the people that are where we're going already. And you definitely need a success coach and a mentor. Because something that takes you 10 years to do, you can do it in 5 months with a success coach and mentor.
Excellent. So we're getting ready to go on break. So after the break, we'll continue this conversation. Once again, this is Power Moves, where celebrities, athletes, key influential executives share how they make money, how they attract power, and how they earn respect. Dial in 813-444-9588. In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everyone is a star.
Good. Man, I want those guys. I wanted them to hear you. I don't think they can hear you. I don't know. Could they hear you?
Yeah,
when I was going live, they could.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still live.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
still live, yeah.
All right, beautiful. All right, guys, here we are, Silver Senior Vice President Andrea Waters. Guys, I'm with some amazing individuals. I'm with the owner. Listen, I'm with the owner of In Touch News Radio. Let's check out this brother right here. This brother getting it done down here in Tampa. There he is right there. That's Mr. Daryl Johnson. He got some nonprofit organizations as well. What would you say to these guys out here that's checking this out, Mr. Daryl Johnson, in reference to business and what it's done for you and your family?
Business is good. As I listen to Dre Waters talk about the tax positioning, how you position yourself in taxes means quite a bit. I have used some of these formulas and processes that he is referring to in the past, and it has done me quite well, and has allowed me to be able to maintain the business posture that we have right now here in the community.
Wow, you guys heard it. You guys heard it from the owner. So now let's go to Mr. Sylvain here, was doing an amazing interview with me, Joel Sylvain, who's a partner as well.
30 seconds. All right. So, I got the radio show Power Moves. And, I came down to Tampa real quick. It's all about the connections, man. As long as you learn the habit of sharing and connecting, magic things happen. So my partner is going through a kidney. I went to visit him in South Jersey. He introduced me to his cousin. His cousin knows Daryl here in Tampa. Talked to Daryl. I was like, hey, his wife was like, you got a nice radio voice. And then we started the show. So that's how you make power moves, baby. And we're getting ready to go live right now. All right. We are back. Power moves from the break. So once again, I got Silver Senior Vice President Andre Drell Waters just dropping knowledge about taxes. What people don't realize is, taxes is your biggest liability. If you don't understand how to maximize on your taxes, you're definitely losing out. So you always want to have a tax advisor as your best friend. The other thing that's very interesting is, especially what I know, most accountants and CPAs are not marketing folks. So what's interesting about what Silver Senior Vice President has done with this campaign is that he's helped brand himself as an expert because he's already put in the work. And because a lot of these franchise owners and these accountants are not really marketing people, by him passing out these postcards, this is a unique strategy. So how did you come up with this strategy to do this? Because that's ingenious, man. And you got to copyright it.
Okay. And two, before I forget, when I was talking earlier, when we was live earlier,
Yeah.
when I was talking about one of the individuals that I actually helped increase their paycheck, and like a month and a half later they purchased a car.
Right.
Mr. Charles Thomas, he was just responding. He said, that was me. He was the single father with the son that was catching the bus in the cold. So this is amazing, family. This is amazing. Mm-hmm. And as I was going live on Facebook, he was responding, I'm that guy. Isn't that a blessing?
That's a blessing, man.
Okay,
That's a blessing.
so back to, and I got to give honor where honor is due. And your question is, what this is ingenious with this tax postcard, with the copyright and all these things right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Guess what? I didn't come up with this. You said what? No, I didn't. I didn't come up with it. No. You know who gave it to me?
Who gave it to you, man?
Holy Spirit gave it to me. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all.
That's right.
That's it guides you. And I'm telling you, one of the things I suggest to everybody out there listening, that we got a creator, right?
That's right.
We the creation, right?
That's right.
Okay, so watch this. You have a power of creativity in you. But what limits your creativity? You're stressed out, you're worried, you're concerned. This is why you got to do faith moves. Your faith is powerful because with your faith, and of course, as the word says, it's impossible to please him with them that don't believe. That means you don't have faith.
That's
because
right.
when you don't believe, you don't have faith, you're not operating your creativity. Some of you guys have ideas dormant in you. Mm-hmm. You got powerful vision that was given to you when you were 6 and 7 years old, but guess what? That's happening because you're thinking about bills, you got stressed out about this, but if you walk in your faith and that creativity comes, this is what gave me the tax postcard campaign. Because I don't stress, I don't worry. I walk in that faith, and when you do, these ideas and strategies and insights, God will give them to you, period. So I didn't come up with this.
There you go.
I'm just a voice piece.
That's right. You are the medium, and I love it. And it's so true because a lot of times when you delve into your faith and you have that one-to-one communication with the Almighty Father upstairs, to your point, as long as you have a communication, that's like a relationship. If you're not communicating on a consistent basis and talking to your spouse, how are they going to know how you're feeling? How are they going to be able to respond? And it's the same, and that's what our Father wants from us. Now, we're not going to bring it back to church because I'm not a PK kid, right? I'm not a PK kid, but I definitely have faith in that, and I walk in faith. And the funny thing about faith, and I'm going to leave it at that, is when you look it up in the Jewish Bible, faith is an action word. I don't know about you, but I used to think of faith as almost like a noun. Like you gotta have faith, but really you're doing faith.
Yes,
it's an action word. You gotta put in the work, knowing that it's already given to you what you've already asked for. All right. So now you came up with the postal card strategy, and now you've been helping out these pastors and these bishops, and it's not easy to get to talking to these bishops. So your faith is strong, right?
Yeah.
So what type of impact have you done for them and for our listeners? Because as you going on the tour, I know you haven't, your tour hasn't really been focused on working with the not-for-profits. That's going to be a separate tour. I mean, you just want it for everything because it's based off your expertise. But could you share a little bit about the process or give us a testimonial on how you've helped that church go from X in ties to the other part in ties, because that is part of your business, and what's great about you, Silver Senior Vice President Andre Waters, is that you're a success coach, you're a great mentor, but you make the time for your people in terms of and you have 4 or 5 businesses. So, could you share some of these techniques? Because here in Tampa, we have a lot of non-for-profits. We have a lot of churches and pastors. And right now, Tampa's going through a major transformation. And we're getting a new baseball stadium. The downtown Tampa is booming, and a lot of our peoples were living there, and they're getting ready to get displaced.
Wow.
They are getting ready to get displaced. And
wow.
So my question to you is how, and there's non-for-profits there, how do we help them raise money, and if anything, how do we bring you back?
Okay. this is the deal. Once you get the knowledge and once you change your language is key.
Mm-hmm.
You have to speak the language of a nonprofit leader. You have to speak the language of a business owner. You have to speak the language of an entrepreneur. You have to speak the language of a millionaire or multi-millionaire. Period. So
Okay.
it's easy. It's really easy. Once you get coached, it's easy to speak to pastors and bishops and moderators. Number one thing I suggest, you got to walk in the line. You got to walk in that line of Judah. And I'm going to be real with you guys. We got too many believers walking in the lamb. You know what I mean? You got to walk in that line. That line, bring it. And you get more respect with the line. Period. All right?
Okay.
No, so the deal is, with these pastors and bishops that I have in my organization and people connecting me to these pastors. And then one of the things I do with my strategy for nonprofit leaders, business owners, these pastors, bishops, and moderators, I get 2 days and 2 times I connect with them. And edification is key.
Okay.
Edification is key. So what happens when individuals connect me to these nonprofits, we got verbiage that you use, okay, that you utilize when you speak to these pastors and bishops. And it's like 30 seconds a minute. But when you say it, oh, they locked in.
Right.
And then they'll give that time. So say, for example, for a pastor or bishop, say, hey, listen, pastor, you know we've been talking about fundraisers. I don't know too many nonprofits or organizations don't talk about fundraising, period, okay? So once they have that conversation, I mean, you heard them, you was at the meeting. You was at the event, okay?
Right.
And after the meeting, just go right up to the pastor, say, listen, pastor, listen, bishop, listen, moderator, or nonprofit leader. And you say, listen, I just heard you talking about you need funding. We need funding. We've been working on this project for years now, and this and that happened, and we need sustainable money. As a matter of fact, when I said sustainable monies a few moments ago, Mr. Derek Johnson was like, yes, because he got a nonprofit organization, all right? And sustainable money is key. So once you approach that nonprofit leader, pastor, bishop, you say, hey, listen, you just stated that we need this, this, and this. I need to connect you to my success coach and mentor. Now, he's very busy. He's helping thousands of people around the country and international.
Right.
All right? Because, matter of fact, you might be talking to a pastor that got 500 people in their organization. They might got a couple hundred. They might got 50.
Right.
Now, you talking to a gentleman that's helping thousands of people around the country and international, so you got their attention. All right? Then you say, and then number one, you said my success coach and mentor.
Right.
All right, he's helping thousands of nonprofit leaders around the country, bishops and pastors and individuals like yourself. Give me 2 days and 2 times that I can sit you down with him. He'll do a consultation and you'll take it from there.
Right.
All right? And then you say, listen, he did tax with Jackson Hewitt 4 years, completed a tax course by a multi-millionaire 5 years ago. He's a business, finance, and account major, and a few classes from his master's in business. And that's it. This is a 30-second to a minute conversation, and the pastor say, okay, let me talk to the secretary, or depending on how the size of the church. He said, okay, when is a good day for him?
Okay.
Just like that. And people was like, what? I've been talking and asking them. I said, because you talking the wrong language, you speaking the wrong language. Your language is very important. Communication is very important. I salute these gentlemen here. I'm telling you, Mr. Daryl Johnson, radio, In Touch News Radio.
That's right.
He covering these airways. African American brother? What?
And I got to tell you, what's great about Daryl is that he's giving me an opportunity. I'm very gracious behind that. But there's several other personalities, like my guys at Cover 2, Dr. V, Trap Radio. I mean, we got all types, and of course, his wife, Tampa Bay Tammy, right? She provides the advice, and she tells it like it is. And it's, what it reminds me of, coming here, when you go to a fancy 5-star restaurant and, it's all bougie and nice, and you're eating like this, with the tips of your fingers.
Right.
But then when you get that real good soul food, and you like stomping your feet in a barbecue, licking your fingers. This is what this is right here, and that's the reason why I'm bringing folks like yourself, who's hungry to help our community get the funds that they need, so that we can expand and have more Daryl Johnsons out there. So because we're about the multiplier effect. That's right. What the power move is all about today.
Yeah,
it's about the multiplier effect. And so I love the fact that, you have these strategies, these tax strategies, because a lot of times people just don't know.
You multiply yourself.
There you go.
You guys heard it. That was him. That was Executive Director Mr. Darrell Johnson.
That was I thought that was the Lord.
Man, these guys, these my type people. Like he said, like Mr. Joel just said, guys, it's the real deal. When I stepped in the building, man, the atmosphere is just it's free, it's liberty. So you know it's the real deal is happening. Anytime you can step, you can tell the atmosphere, what's been happening in any place in any environment when you step in the room.
That's right.
So it's a lot of love here, period, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of real deals. It's a lot of mentoring going on here as well. And to your question earlier with an example of nonprofit organization, they got to start at home first, right?
That's right, yeah.
So, as I mentioned earlier, my mother's a pastor, Pastor Thelma Waters. She's a senior vice president company as well. My father, Deacon Brady Waters, is a senior vice president. And we built a dynasty in this program. Now, when my mother took over the church, okay, she was the associate pastor and assistant pastor for a while, and our late pastor passed, Elder Lacey Cooper, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't a lot of members there at that time, and Mom took over. But, the church was in need of a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the dining room, the roof was caving in, and then you had the bathrooms off the dining room. They was out of whack and falling in as well. The best of view, the choir loft, all this was jacked up. And so we took out a mortgage on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got that redone, revamped, redid the whole dining hall. All right, we're a small church. We did the whole dining hall, and new bathrooms off the dining hall. Redid the choir loft, and we redid a foyer, best of view, out front with bathrooms and everything. And because of this program and these taxes and strategies that I'm utilizing, we paid that mortgage off 3 years prior.
Whoa.
You guys follow me? Yes. This is why we have, one thing, and I'm going to be honest with you, most people in the United States of America walk by sight, not by faith. Now, as I travel to other countries, those people got faith.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I'm being real with you. Most people in the United States don't walk by faith, they walk by sight. So you got to show them something. So once we gave our testimony and what's happening, my mother and father's very old school, real deal. So when people heard them part of the program and given we paid this off 3 years, and she speaks in front of hundreds of people and told them, what we done, and they was like, whoa. And so it's amazing. It's a blessing. I tell people got to start at home first. So the first thing we did, we made it happen at home. Right?
Okay.
And that's Clinton, North Carolina. That's my hometown. I currently reside in Wilmington, North Carolina, but my hometown is Seatown, all right? For all my Seatown family out there, my Sampson County family, shouts out to you. I see some of my homeboys, some of my cousins and family checking us out here too. So, I mean, it's just been a blessing, and now to get to help other pastors, bishops, moderators, and nonprofit leaders.
That's
I'm
right.
definitely going to do a consultation with Mr. Darrell. Got to, man. You with me?
Yes.
And that's what I do, because how can you help leaders and how can you help people unless you know where they at, where they're going, what's their vision for the business, their aspirations. Not only that, they're personal. And then I just provide a solution. That's all I do.
Okay.
I sit down with these business owners as well. We have countless business owners in our organization take advantage of tax breaks. And to be honest, most business owners that I talk to, within about 5 minutes, they say, I'm going to fire my accountant and CPA. I was like, no, don't do that. I said, they haven't took a tax scores by a multi-millionaire, so they don't know what I know.
Right.
But if they embrace what you give them, and you say, hey, listen, I connected with our success coach and mentor, and this gentleman did. If they embrace that, you keep them.
That's right.
If they don't, see you.
See ya.
And
see
wouldn't
ya.
want to
be ya.
There it is.
But and that's a very good point. But I'm going to backtrack because you mentioned a very key point when you said focus on the vision. Because vision comes from up above, right? So how do you extrapolate the vision from these business owners, these pastors, and what are your thoughts on how do they react when you ask them that question?
Okay, this is the deal. That's a great question. One of the things with people, most people, they don't have enough patience. It don't matter about your title, but most people do not have patience. Period. If God give you a vision, you say God give you a vision, I can promise you, he's going to send the provision. He's going to send the people to help you. But guess what? It's not in your time. It's not in your time. So you have to be patient. And what happens, you see so many nonprofit leaders and business owners, they give up and throw in the towel before the provision come. All right. So when I ask them the question about their vision, they give me that vision of, what God has given them, and they freely answer it too, which is a beautiful thing. And then I show them how our program and the benefits of our program can assist them with their vision. And of course, a lot of them like, we're very busy, and okay, good, they are, and I understand that. But one thing I do not take from an individual, I do not take from nonprofit leaders and business owners, and that's value. We add value to them.
There you go. Okay.
Because this is the deal. If you stay on that same track of what you've been doing, guess what you're going to get? The same result.
That's right.
So you got to do something different. And most of the time when God answers your prayer, it's not in the way that you expect them to answer it.
That's right.
It doesn't work like that. Like, I've seen people over the years, guys, they pray something and then they expect God to answer it a certain way. He's answering it, but you're not listening because you think it's supposed to come through another way. Because this program that I'm a part of course, some of you thought it's one of them pyramid scams. Okay, really? All right. Watch this.
We getting ready to go on break. Hold on, hold that thought. I know you fired up here. You fired up. Well, once again, this is Power Moves, where celebrities, athletes, key influential executives share how they make money, how they attract power, and how they earn respect. Call us, 813-444-9588, In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everyone is a star.
Cool.
All right.
So we just got one more session.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do about 10, 12 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Wow. So like, I pause this when I'm live? I don't even know. Do it, can you? Let's see.
no, you don't pause. You can't pause it.
All right. So family, here it is. Silver Senior Vice President Andre Dre Waters once again. I'm with the owner of In Touch News. Guys, check us out in the studio here. There he is, Mr. Daryl Johnson in the house. We in Tampa, Florida, baby. We in the Bay. Is that right?
That's right. We in the Bay, baby, and we're part of the CBD tour. Can't wait for tonight at the IHOP. Have some folks coming in. It's exciting, and I appreciate Silver Senior Vice President coming and gracing us and dropping the knowledge. And I'm telling you, if you're serious about your business, you need to follow and do Simon Says. We're getting ready to get back on the radio right now.
All
right, we are back. So, Silver Senior Vice President, you was getting ready to go in, right? You was go in about a little bit about how sometimes people misinterpret how you're delivering some of your solutions and thinking that is one thing, but it's pretty much a gift that you're providing, right?
That's correct. This industry is so powerful. The industry is so powerful that we're in relationship marketing, direct marketing, multi-level marketing. This industry is so powerful. It's a direct correlation with our kingdom principles. That you have atheists, if you do your research, they converted to becoming believers and kingdomaires because it's a direct correlation with this industry, and you're not able to dispute the facts.
Okay, I got to pause you on that though, because there's a lot of people that is apprehensive when it comes down to multi-level marketing, direct marketing, and I don't understand how you can. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Folks are gonna be like, man, you got to be there first to make the money, and or you got to know somebody. I mean, how long have you been doing that?
Okay, this is the deal. I understand a lot of individuals that when they approach, number one, as I alluded to earlier, guys, that your communication and your language, it must be different. We know amateurs and rookies don't get paid, but professionals do.
Yes.
So you have to become a professional. So what is happening over the years, and as I alluded to earlier before you asked me that question, this industry generates more millionaires in the world than any other industry. Yeah, this is documented. So it just don't fuel the economy in the United States of America. It fuels the economy globally. Now, that's huge, okay? But most people, they're not aware of that. But what happens over the years, people being approached incorrectly.
Okay.
And I call them industry gangsters. I call them relationship marketing, direct marketing, the gangsters. They hose people down with information and they come at them like that. That ain't how it works. Mm-hmm. You have a conversation with people. Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you what they need, what issues they're going on. Then you provide a solution, but you don't do all this talking. You make the connection. No, we're not salespeople. I'm a sales. You got to sell this. You got to sell it. And in reality, most people sell stuff anyway because your children bring some stuff home from school and you go in the sales mode, right?
Right.
Something that your tax money is supposed to be paying for anyway. But that's another story. Okay.
Right.
But the deal is, this is about sharing and connecting.
Okay.
It's about sharing powerful information or sharing your testimony with individuals that can change a person's life or connect them to the professional, the person that's experienced. It's about connecting to them. So you do less talking. Okay, period.
Right.
And what happens to a lot of people because of their passion, they don't have a success coach and mentor. I'm telling you, when you get a success coach and mentor in this industry, your life changes forever. Period.
Could you give us an example? I mean, how long you've been doing the multi-level marketing in conjunction with all the other programs you got going on? And then, do you have any regular people examples that people can allude to? Because, like I said, multi-level marketing has a very negative connotation, right? So, but you've been successful at it. So there's something to be said for it, right?
Right. Well, one of the things is I don't even address it as multi-level marketing. It's relationship marketing, word of mouth marketing. Okay. At the end of the day, this industry is about relationships, number one. Mm-hmm. And it's about word of mouth. Matter of fact.
But relationships is in any industry, right?
That's correct. Wow. You guys got relationships is in any industry. This is no different, except it generates more millionaires in the world. When you talk about Buffett and Gates and these guys that say if they was to do it over again, they would do this industry. When you talk to Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, he said if he was to do it over again, it would be this industry because the earning potential is unlimited and the overhead is low. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I have business owners in my organization and their overhead, some of them $500, $1,000, couple $1,000 a month. My overhead is like $50 a month. Are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah, it's that serious. So let's think about it. I have, I don't know, a couple thousand people in my organization, I guess. I don't even keep up with it because I focus on helping people. I'm being honest, I really don't. So, but the deal is, everyday individuals, this industry don't just change your bank account, man. Yeah. You can become a millionaire. Period. You can. And some people don't want to become a millionaire. They say, look, an extra $500, an extra couple thousand a month, that's enough for me. Right. But at the end of the day, it's your business, so you get to set that goal that you desire, and then we work towards the goal that you desire, not me. You follow me? But I have so many individuals that they've changed. I mean, when you see the way people change in this industry, because it's a personal development course, you got to work on you in anything you do. So when you become a part of this industry, it's just not for the industry, it's for your life. So what you're doing in your community changes, people look at you different. What you're doing at your nonprofit organizations, people look at you different. I mean, you become well-rounded. And not only that, it gives you more confidence because in this industry, you're in a atmosphere where individuals say, okay, come on, let's go. We can do this. We got this. And it's a community of people and like-minded people on one accord and unified. When you get people that's unified and on one accord, it's a different planet. That's what you have in this industry. And no, it's not perfect. You got some people there and all they want to do is make a quick dollar. Right. You got those type people. You got people who don't care about nothing but getting a bonus. You got those people out there. But you got people in any industry that's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. So what are your thoughts about these companies that are going out of business nowadays?
Oh, watch this. What I talked about, I had this 8-minute call. I guess it's been a few years now. Okay, that of course I've been increasing paychecks for 5 years, and I've been showing people how to place yourself in a lower tax bracket and get a decent refund or ODRS. I've been doing that over 10, 12 years now probably. But I started the campaign last January. Okay, so. Go again. What was that again? Make sure I got it.
What are your thoughts about these companies going out of business nowadays?
Okay.
Toys R Us.
Wow. As I talk on my 8-minute call right here on this tax postcard, this copyrighted card, I talk about how technological advances is a displacement of jobs, and it's not going to stop. I mean, you got factories out there that had, 3,000 employees. Now it's got 20 employees because the robotics run the plant. You got a couple individuals that push some buttons. There are places, very restaurants that you can go to in various states, and you walk in, there's maybe one person there, and you go order, push buttons, and your food come out, and it slides down the conveyor, and you have a seat. There's various airports right now where it's automated cars. Okay, it's automated cars. You go to the airport, it's a driverless car. Matter of fact, over the last 2 years, one of the big transports in the United States, probably in the world, is 18-wheelers, right?
Yes.
For the last 2 years, they've been running driverless 18-wheelers. If you travel, you've passed a 18-wheeler on the road with no driver in it. That's happening as we talk.
Wow.
Everybody with me?
Yes.
This is huge. And I seen, what's the one billionaire? I seen this morning when I was grabbing breakfast, the 1 billion, I didn't think his name. What is it? What is his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, thank you. Mr. Elon Musk is creating a car, all right, that you can drive through tunnels, and you can go from New York, I think it was D.C. to New York, in like 30 minutes. When it's inside the tunnel, it's running 150 miles an hour. So automation.
It's called a Hyperloop. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's called a Hyperloop.
So automation is taking over. This is why you got these Tours of Us. You got these major retailers that's going out of business. Man, we was in Virginia, I guess it was about 4 or 5 months ago. We was doing a big vending event there. And we went to, what was that mall, man? It was one of the popular malls there in Richmond. And we drove by the mall because we was at, I don't know, the Hampton or wherever. I don't know where we stayed. But when we drove by it initially, we was like, Dad, the mall is closed down over there, right? The mall wasn't closed down. It was just like 6 or 7 of the stores was closed in the mall. Because people are going online. So automation is going to continue to happen, and technological advances in the displacement of jobs. Right. And economists, statisticians say over the next 1 to 3 years, no, it's actually 1 to 2 years now, time is ticking. Over the next 1 to 2 years, if you do not have a home-based business outside of your current job or your current business, you will not be able to survive in the United States of America. And in a lot of countries, it's like that right now. They understand relationship marketing, word of mouth marketing, because that's the only way they can survive. Well, the same thing is happening in the United States. So this is why you got to start positioning yourself. And I'm going to be honest with you. You got to get the millionaire status. Period. Right. People say, what? If you love your family, if you love your community, if you want your generation to have the best life ever, and their generation have the best life ever, you got to at least get the millionaire.
Yeah, the millionaire is the new middle market America, right? Basically,
it is.
Right? Middle class. Yeah, millionaires are middle class.
Because you won't be able to survive. You say, why is that? What's happening to Social Security? Bye-bye. What's happening to disability? Bye-bye. What's happening to other benefits, food stamps, those things? Bye-bye. How many of our family members are on those resources? When they're cut off, how are they going to survive? So that means you're not able to take care of your home. You got to take care of their home, or you got to build a bigger house, or matter of fact, you have to build a community. That's how serious it is. But a lot of us, we got to wake up because we're asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, man. Oh, you dropping it, boy. This is serious stuff. Well,
I was just going to say that when you were talking about automation and technology, as a retired plant manager, let me just say that for every one robot that we bought, we got rid of 8 jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 jobs.
8 jobs. And so the average salary for those 8 jobs was like $50,000. So we're talking $200,000 a year we got rid of. But in 5 years, we've already broken even on that robot. We got that robot. It's gonna last for like ever. Forever. Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Could you repeat that again, there, Mr. Darrell?
I just wanted to emphasize the fact that how technology is beginning to displace a lot of workers. So for every one robot we bought, we got rid of 8 jobs.
Wow. And you were the plant manager. So you talking to a plant manager. He was formerly a plant manager, and basically with the technology advances, one robot took 8 jobs. And what was the dollar amounts there you talking, Mr. Derrick?
Well, it was hypothetical, but it's very close.
Got you.
Now,
Wow.
Now, what's interesting about that? That was a real life example where you just said technology is going to displace jobs, and Daryl is a good testament of a person that had a really good job, and in his retirement, he transferred into becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right, right, and that's the thing. That's why power moves is so important, because you have to learn to master the skills of where you are currently in your current job or your current occupation. You must always acquire new skills, and then with those skills, then you can create whatever your passion is. Because we believe in turn your hobby into a business. As myself, being a former executive in the music business and have my own record label, when that changed, I pivoted and I went to corporate, got some skills. So, and then I constantly am focused on building new skills, networking, marketing myself. Even now, I'm learning how to, become more in tune with what's going on with social media. I mean, I've been involved with social media for a long time, but now I'm like, well, it's time for me to get active, because that's where business is going.
Right.
Where you just doing transactions via social media. So what I like to say is thank you, Silver Senior Vice President Andre Waters, for sharing with us your knowledge, your expertise. We definitely have to have you back on the show again. We definitely need to do, we got some exciting things happening with In Touch Radio. And we have our WPGW Health and Wellness website that we need to go visit if you want some health and wellness. I told you this guy got many businesses.
Facebook. Go to Facebook.
So go to Facebook.
WPGW. If you go to Facebook, we're at WPGW Health and Wellness Now Money. You can see countless testimonies. There it is, a closed group, guys, because it's serious when it comes to naturopathic things. That's serious business. And also, if you go to Facebook, WPGW Tax Postcard as well. Mm-hmm. And if you're in the Tampa area, guys, tonight, what is it, 6 p.m., I think?
6 p.m. is registration.
All right. We're going to be at 4910 West Spruce Street in Tampa, man. We're going to turn it up. And then tomorrow, I'll be down in Fort Lauderdale and Miami as well, sharing the information. So if you got individuals down there, but check me out, Dre Waters, on Facebook. Also, go to one of our several pages. One of them is WPGW Health and Wellness Now Money. That's WPGW Health and Wellness Now Money. The other page is WPGW Tax Postcard Group. You said WPGW, what is that? Great question. Wealth, prosperity, God's way. That's wealth, prosperity, God's way. We prosper God's way.
All right. And then don't you also do talk about your advertise your success coach business that you've been doing it privately now, but you're getting ready to open it up.
Okay. Oh boy.
But it's exclusive. It's exclusive.
It is. Oh my goodness. Boy, I wanted to keep it on the wraps. But yeah, I am starting, since Brother Derrick did it, I'm not going to leave him out there. I am going to open up a WPGW coaching and mentorship class. And of course, eventually we're doing life coaching. I have a lot of pastors and bishops and moderators. They asked me to be their life coach as well, So it's a blessing, guys. I'm humbly. I'm at mega churches around the country, and I'm at small churches with 5 or 10 people. I sit down with millionaires, have millionaires waiting to sit down and do consultations. I got everyday individuals who's really in the struggle, But at the end of the day, I'm gonna remain humble, and of course, and I'm gonna walk in that integrity, so we can continue to bless and change people's lives, guys.
All right. Well, on that note, this is a great way to end the show. Once again, thank you very much. And, I could tell that you're highly favored, brother. Yeah. So, power moves where athletes, executives, celebrities, and key influential executives share how they make money, how they earn respect or attract power, and how they earn respect. See us on Saturday. It's going down, baby.